Spend less time in the laundry room and more time doing the things you love. Introducing the Samsung Smart Top Load Laundry Pair, now available at Lowe's. The washer's large capacity means you can fit more in every load. Plus, its super speed setting washes a full load in only 28 minutes. Shop the smart washer that will streamline laundry day, backed by Lowe's Price Promise. Based on using super speed on a normal cycle with an 8-pound load. Terms apply. See Lowe's.com/price promise for details. U.S. only.
Hey, Washington. Delta Dental is on a mission. Our state has a lot to smile about, and we think those smiles should be healthy and bright. That's why we support our Cora Foundation Smilemobile. This dental office on wheels provides checkups and oral health education to communities that need it most. The Smilemobile has reached over 44,000 children and families across Washington. See how the Smilemobile is getting us closer to a 100% cavity-free state at cavityfreewa.com.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. Well, one of my favorite people, Arnold. Yeah. Arnold Schwarzenegger. He was on Jimmy Kimmel Live. And, man, you know what? The guy's led a great life. He shared this cool story about when he first came to California, that Arnold connected with Tommy Chong and got to smoke up with him.
Tommy and I became very good friends. We had a really great time, and he was, of course, stoned a lot of times. We went over to a friend's house many times to smoke pot in those days, and he actually taught me to do not smoke a whole joint, but to just sort of have a few hits and try to work out that way. And it was really fantastic.
All right.
See that? Tommy helping Arnold get swole.
What a great hookup. Yeah. Hey, I'm going to hook you up with this guy to get you some weed. Who is it? Do you know the movie Cheech and Chong? It's the Chong from Cheech and Chong. You're all good.
Oh my!
Wow, that is, and I think they were probably at the height of their career when he came to town.
And so he would smoke pot while working out, which I remember. I think it was in the movie Pumpin' Iron, which I barely remember, but it was like a popular film of him back before he became the Arnold that we all know and love. Whereas like him chronicling him working out, and I think at the end of the movie he was smoking a joint while pumping iron. And I don't know, man. I don't think I could get stoned and work out. I'd be too distracted by like what's on TV. The weird pants, the leopard print pants that woman's wearing down at the other side of the gym.
Yeah.
I'd probably walk up to her and actually growl at her.
See, I had a trainer who was very much for this, so I decided to give it a try. And I'm doing my stretches that he taught me by myself in my house, and I ended up falling asleep and taking a nap on the floor.
Nice.
As I was stretching.
Yeah, like I knew someone, like, she would, like, do cardio while stoned. And I'm like, how?
Dude, I don't know. Some people I know, though, they, like, have to smoke before they do anything to just, like, concentrate on it, which is completely the opposite of what I've ever heard of being stoned. But
the only time where I actually like was under the influence and worked out was when on one of our radio conventions in Chicago, and I remember it was just like it was day drinking time, and I remember I was like, I gotta rally because we have our dinner later on. So we had like a good 2 hours before we all got together again. I just went to the gym and just like did a bunch of cardio and sweated out.
Nice.
And I took a shower, and it actually did help. Yeah. But I would not want to do that on a frequent basis.
That's fantastic. So maybe it's just moderation. I don't know. Then I like Vicky's exercise plan where you get to sleep.
Yeah, that's right. Just napping.
Right. Start working out and just take a nap and wake up and pretend that you finished it.
Right.
To me, that is the best workout.
My roommate walked in. He's like, "What are you doing?" And that's when I woke up. It's like, oh, I was working out. He didn't believe me. I'm like, I had the weights and everything. I just didn't get past the stretching part.
See, but you don't say that part. You just say, I worked out really hard. Now it's time to go get some ice cream because I got the munchies.
Yep, I earned it. I'm so drained.
So what I've learned here is as long as I have workout equipment strewn all around me, I can get stoned and sleep.
Yeah.
And just...
And that counts.
That's
okay. Yeah. right, you know
You'll
what?
look
These
just like Arnold.
Yeah, these are great plans. Thank you. Oh, man. Arnold, what a life. We got this dude that got busted by the cops for robbing a bank. Now, how did he get busted? Well, it's because he never left the bank. Steve will tell you all about this. He's got the Mix Report for you at 6:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
If you're hearing an informative newscast right now, well, then you must not be listening to BJ and Migs. Live from the KISW News Center in downtown Seattle, this is the Migs Report.
Well, thanks, guys. Thanks to Kia Puyol for giving us the Migs Report. And today, maybe be nice to your school bus driver. It's National School Bus Drivers Day.
Oh, all right. Well, it's a few years too late, but maybe I should go back and see if I can find some of those
Just jump
drivers.
into a school bus. Just say, I just want to come along for the ride.
Oh, yeah, that never looks weird.
All right, this is better for you than BJ. I think you were a fan of this. I know I was growing up. It's also National Devil Dog Day.
Oh, Drake's products. A lot of folks don't know Drake's a competitor for Hostess.
And I don't know.
Snack cakes.
I don't know if you could get them here or probably maybe like a knockoff version, but it's 2 layers of devil's food cake with a cream filling in the middle, and it's awesome.
And it does. That devil's food cake definitely has a different flavor than just like a cupcake or anything that would be chocolate with cream in the middle. Yeah.
That was my go-to when I was a kid.
That's good.
They were the best. I would just crush like several of them.
I don't think they had them on the West Coast, Steve. I think it was an East Coast thing, the Drake's company.
Vicky, does that look anything at all familiar to you?
Well, I kind of, but I also saw it in the Wreck-It Ralph. They actually pulled out the devil dogs. They were actual dogs that looked like these.
Did they eat them?
No, the policemen needed the devil dogs to find the bad guys.
Oh, of course.
Right?
Come on, Steve. Everything. How do you not know these things from Wreck-It Ralph?
You know, I watched Wreck-It Ralph. I don't remember a single thing from Wreck-It Ralph except there's a character named Ralph in it.
Oh, you got to watch it again. It's good. That should be a go-to for you and Tater Tot.
At some point, maybe it will be. Right now, it's Masha and the Bear. So unless Wreck-It Ralph wants to join Masha and her antics with the bear, still don't know where Masha's mom is in this whole situation, why she's okay with her hanging out with a bear and other animals. But, you know, who am I to question children's shows, BJ?
That's a very good point. You know, these are the friendly creatures that, you know, she don't got. Yeah, okay.
He was a former circus bear. He just he seems retired.
Oh, well, yeah. He was a circus bear, so, you know, he's cool.
Sometimes his circus animal friends seem to come by and say, what's up?
Yeah, they're cool.
And then this annoying little kid just bugs them all the time. It's awesome.
Well, look at old Masha.
All right, this guy's in trouble. He's actually been arrested because he might be the worst bank robber ever. His name is Joshua. He's 36 years old. This happened just a few days ago where he showed up to a bank and he handed them a note and just said, hey, give me your money. So they did what they've been taught to do, and they hit the little emergency button. And then a couple of the bank tellers left the area where he was robbing the bank to go into the back room to call the cops. You would think he'd be like, hey, where are you guys going? And he just patiently waited at like basically in line. And then the cops show up, and he's still there at the bank waiting for his money.
Yeah.
Well, sadly, he did not get the money. And I love in the story they say, yeah, they found Joshua, standing in the same spot in front of the teller window.
So he's a very polite criminal. I hope that they take that into account when they sentence him.
He is super patient. And he's an idiot.
Okay, well, I'm glad you said that. I was thinking it, but I thought I'd be kinder today.
There's not much to this story other than the headline, and I just think it's hilarious. It just says, a guy in North Dakota with a warrant for arrest. He was arrested on Friday. The cops found him wearing a Pinocchio shirt that said, it wasn't me. Do you think he knew the cops were coming? He's like, I need the proper shirt. Because in the mugshot, he's got that, like, the cartoon picture of Pinocchio, and it just says it wasn't me. Yes, actually it was, you dummy.
Yeah, and that's the whole idea of that shirt, is that you're actually lying. That's what that shirt's saying. Just when and he wears that ironically or coincidentally.
If you know you're getting arrested, you might as well have some fun with it.
That's a good point.
Makes for a good Facebook picture at some point.
Yeah. Well, his nose is going to be growing where he's going.
And I cannot believe that this actually happened in New Zealand, but somebody was so, serious about his dog racing and the dog that he used for racing, the trainer, that he decided, you know what? I need an upper hand. I want my dog to win. I'm going to feed my dog meth.
Okay, Walter White.
And if you're wondering, yes, it actually helped the dog. The dog won.
Okay. Well, I didn't know that about meth. That's another benefit of meth.
Here's the problem. The dog's been disqualified for using performance-enhancing drugs.
Oh.
So they're taking back the around $3,000 he would have won from that whole situation. And now the trainer's going to be fined. Actually, it's a female that's the trainer. My bad. She's going to be fined for a couple of $1,000s. I don't know if she got to keep the winnings, so maybe she could put that towards the fine. I have no idea. But let that be a valuable lesson that you're not allowed to feed your dog meth when it's in a dog race.
Yeah, before you said it was a woman, I thought that A-Rod was actually into the dog racing business for a minute.
Well, maybe the Mariners could borrow some of that meth because things aren't going very well for them these days.
What happened?
They lost yesterday to the Houston Astros 5-2.
Oh.
They play again at 5 o'clock, so good luck to the Mariners.
All right, go Mariners.
As far as weather, 61 degrees. It's going to be cloudy today. And thank you, Beacon Plumbing, Heating, and Mechanical for giving us the Mix Report.
And?
That's what's up. Nice. Thank you. Oh, man, that's 2 days of me almost.
I know. What's happening?
You know?
I have a little suggestion. I'm not sure if you want to go by it, but I have little sheets that I print out to remember to say certain things. Maybe the last sheet in your news is the that's what's up.
BJ, I do write it down. I just didn't look at it.
Oh, that's even better. You know what? You know what?
And I wrote it down today.
Me feel so good.
I wrote it down today because I forgot yesterday.
That is so awesome.
My chicken scratch, I can't even read it.
Well, you know what? I'll talk to somebody. Maybe they can print something out that's legible for you. I know somebody.
I even have a printer.
I know you do, but you know what? I just love that if we put it everywhere and you still forget, it just makes me smile. That's fantastic. Maybe it's, you know what, Steve? I think there may be a reason for this.
Why is that?
It could be because you are middle-aged.
Oh, thanks. Thanks for the reminder.
That's just rude.
I know.
It's not rude. It's a
savage. Cutting to the core.
Happy Tuesday.
Reddit said it, not me. Okay.
Time to get those hair implants.
Yeah. Well, I think
Time for that crisis, huh?
You got a lot of work there if you're going to try to do that.
What if I showed up tomorrow and I just had hair?
Please.
That would be great.
I want to.
Be great.
I would be so happy.
I would do
on.
that. I would love to do that.
Oh, dude, that'd be epic. I wouldn't even know what to make of you.
You want to borrow my mullet wig?
Right.
Try it out for a little bit?
No, legit hair, and I don't even acknowledge it. That would be the funniest part. Just coming in and acting like as if nothing changed.
Oh, yeah.
What are you guys talking about? Because nobody's going to probably want to say anything. Well, you guys would, because you guys are my friends. And you're not going to hold back.
No, we're not.
Especially you, BJ.
But yeah, of course. But if you go to certain social situations where with casual acquaintances, they're going to be like, okay, wow, he's not saying anything. Okay, and we probably shouldn't either. Okay, then.
If I showed up to Bigfoot Java where our baristas are, they see me almost every day, or certain food places that I go to that they don't really know me, but they know me. And I just walk in unapologetically with my hair. That would just be hilarious.
Yeah. That would be trippy. If I was a barista, like you said, and you come in every day, I'd be like, maybe I would just go, you look fantastic today, Mr. Miggs.
Yeah, something's changed.
Yeah.
They might not actually recognize you.
That's a good point.
One of my wife's friends had the quarantine hair, and she had short hair for the longest time. And then we saw her, and it was long, and I didn't even realize it was her. She was waving at me, and I just gave her a hairy eyeball because I'm like, I don't know who you are.
Who are you?
Yeah, and then my wife was like, hey, that's her. I was like, oh, hi.
Well, I could pull up to the drive-thru on the coffee stand with Lulu, because then they'll recognize Lulu, but then they'll be like, sir, did you kidnap this dog? We know this dog.
Oh, dude, I recently watched a video of one of my radio buddies, Opie, and usually when he does his videos, he doesn't put himself on the screen. He shows a beautiful view of the ocean or wherever he's at. Well, I finally saw a picture of him. He's got the quarantine hair working too. And I didn't recognize him either. It's like, is Greg Allman guest host? Because he looks just like Greg Allman. And I'm like, what the hell? And a lot of people actually did comment on it, dude, what's with the hair? You kind of look like a hippie.
Yeah.
And he's like, so it's very possible you would be unrecognizable. Very, very possible.
All right.
So I think you got to do this. You have to do this, man.
I have to. I'm sure my wife will love that.
Yeah.
She specifically and point blank said, please do not get hair implants.
Yeah. And it could be a midlife crisis thing because, dude, I don't know how to break it to you and Rev. Again, this is Reddit that said it, so don't get mad at me.
Get mad at Reddit.
Yeah, because millennials are sharing the quote, most middle-aged thing, because they have basically, a lot of millennials are turning 40.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's middle age. I know people like to think that 50 is middle age and all that, but for the most part, I think a lot of us are, average age. What do we live in, the 80, 85 average, I would say?
I'm shooting for 120, so that way I could say I'm not middle aged yet.
Okay, well, you know what? Listen, I support this endeavor. I don't have a problem with this. But so they were like, okay, they're catching themselves, millennials, which is so bizarre to me to think that a millennial could be middle-aged. My brain is exploding over that because then what the hell am I? Don't tell me. Don't even answer that.
Okay.
But are you? Have you caught yourself calling a 21-year-old guy a kid?
Yes.
Has that happened yet?
Oh, yeah,
absolutely.
Multiple times.
Yeah, I feel like though I was doing that even in my 30s. You know, like I just always just kind of would say that. But yeah, definitely way more now. Like kids these days, and then you realize, that person's legally able to drink.
I feel
Yeah. Well, Vicky, you're an old soul. I mean, honestly, you've been calling everybody kid.
I know. I realize I called someone kid, and they're only like 3 years younger than me.
Yeah.
So
I just call them sir to assert age dominance.
I love it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Is that why you call me ma'am?
Yes.
Okay.
all right.
Thanks.
And that's a dominance thing? I had no idea.
For me, it is.
Okay.
I feel younger than you. I'm calling you sir, ma'am.
I
win.
see. It's a reverse middle age thing.
Yeah.
There you go. How about this one? And I don't know. I mean, I guess a lot of millennials are getting wood dressers and good wood dressers, and they're saying things like they don't make them like they used to.
Yes.
They just don't make. Oh, what?
Vicky, this
not
just
even
struck a nerve.
middle-aged.
I hate my dresser. It keeps breaking, and it's just the crap.
Damn handles.
Well, no, it's the little wheelies on the inside and the actual bottom part, because I have a lot of crap. So they don't last, and then I can't find any good ones that are reasonably priced.
This is hysterical. Vicky's got a good at least 15 years before she's officially middle-aged, and yet her mind is probably 60.
See, I think the exact opposite, because I've never had a nice dresser, so I'm just used to IKEA dressers.
Right.
I would never be like, oh, they don't make it the way that IKEA used to make. No, I've had crappy furniture my entire life.
And I guess like they made it exactly how they made it.
Yes.
So that you want to buy another one in 5 years.
Exactly.
That's how it is.
So, millennials are turning 40 years old, a lot of them, so they're really getting these old people middle-aged sayings. And here's another one.
Oh, it wasn't dressers, though. And I remember recently it was like talking to a buddy, and he was like, I got to get new ice skates because the rivets are breaking. Part of the skate is breaking apart. And I remember I was like, man, they just don't make skates like they used to. And he's like, yeah. And we started going back and forth, and we're like, you remember the days when your skates would last years and it wouldn't be an issue. And then we both were like, wow, we're getting old.
Yes. Oh, yeah. We just,
But it's true.
Oh,
TVs, everything. Dressers.
Oh, you're middle-aged, baby. This number 3, I just had a conversation with, and again, a lot of my gaming friends a lot of them are actually getting to be middle-aged themselves, and they are officially middle-aged because my buddy in his game room just got a bunch of new chairs. And we had a riveting conversation. This is so funny. This is right out of Reddit and right out of what we just did a couple of weekends ago. A riveting conversation with your buddies about the best office chairs for lumbar support. Because he just got 6 new chairs, and that was exactly our conversation.
Oh, BJ, let me know about that person. I need to talk to him about chairs.
Oh.
What's going on?
I need some new chairs. I'm building a little office at the place, and I need to have some chairs, some nice ones.
Oh, Rev, you hit Josh, our buddy from, the Board Game Alliance. Talk to Josh. He just got a bunch of new cool gamers, but lumbar support chairs. So they look good, and they do feel good. I mean, they are. But it's a middle-aged thing to go, these are amazing. This is the best thing that's ever happened in my life.
Why am I now excited about chairs? Great.
Yeah. Well, now you know why. Because you're middle-aged.
Great.
Yeah, sorry about that. How about this? I haven't had a drink in 6 months, maybe. I'm not sober or anything. It's just that alcohol makes me sleepy.
Yeah, I don't even remember the last time I had a drink.
Yeah. Booze gives me heartburn, so I just don't.
I'd rather put the calories towards ice cream.
We are old,
so
good God.
Now, Danny is not going to say anything because he and Joey still try to recapture their youth.
Oh, no. I agree 100%. And Joey can attest to, I fall asleep. If I drink a lot of alcohol, I'm asleep on the couch by 10 p.m. But it doesn't make me stop drinking it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm good with drinking it. I'm just going to fall asleep. Just be fair warning.
Well, I was talking to my buddy J-Mac on the phone. He was telling me how this one time at a birthday party. He was just like, yeah, but the party's not happening until like 10 p.m. And I don't know, because
No
that's
way.
the earliest that they could get a reservation. And he's just like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it. I'm like, man, I know for sure that I would not be able to stay awake unless I started like partying at like 6 p.m. and then just rallied through right into that.
You have to take a nap in order to make it to the 10 p.m. party.
Oh, yeah.
For like an hour, and then I'm done.
And I was like, I'm like, man, we're getting old. Because like, it used to be like, of course that's when the party would start. It was like anytime after 9 o'clock. Now I'm like, wait, you want to get together at 9 p.m.? What am I supposed to do until then?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that is why I stopped drinking beer and went to rum and cokes, because of the fact of the caffeine.
Yeah.
Because it would offset, because I was always getting sleepy. And it was, I go, I don't remember this happening. I don't understand. My wife looked at me and said, you're no longer in your 20s, honey.
Well, that and beer is just really filling. Yeah. I can't say that word.
Filling?
Thank you.
It makes you lethargic. I know for me. Well, I was says, thanks, guys. Instead of being hungry, I'm now depressed. LMAO.
It's so true. Hey, listen, again, blame Reddit, because there's more on there about you going to the Home Depot saying, that's some good lumber. I mean, stuff like that is just very middle-aged stuff.
No, I went to the Home Depot yesterday and got some painting supplies. It was very exciting.
There we go, middle-aged man. Oh, yeah.
Where on the list is yesterday I said something to my wife. She's like, yeah, that's an old thing right there. And I was just like, my back, I tweaked it. She's like, well, how'd you tweak your back? I'm like, she was like, was it like working out? Something like actually where you earned the tweaking of the back? I'm like, no, when I was driving in, I lifted my butt up to fart and I pulled it.
What?
Yeah, yesterday.
Sounds about right.
And then I was like, oh, that didn't feel good. But then the rest of the drive in, which is like another 30 minutes, I'm trying to like see if I'm hurting it. And I'm progressively making it worse by the way I'm trying to like test it. Like I'm testing to see if I pulled the back and pulling the back in the process. So yes,
good job, buddy.
I don't know if that's on your Reddit list, but pulling your back while farting, that would be mine.
Yeah, I feel it's not on the list, but that is definitely an old person's thing. I mean, I've never heard of that before, except maybe, just another dumb reason why old people hurt themselves.
My wife just wants to see that's what you get for forcing a fart out. I'm like,
there you go. She's finally had her revenge of all those years of having to deal with you.
So last night I ripped one and she's just like, did you just lift your butt up to do that? I'm like, I don't know. And she's just like, aren't you afraid of pulling your back again from that? I'm like, shut up. I don't need this.
Yeah. Oh, now she's finally, she's going to be able to say that to you every time. Yeah, go ahead. Keep going, back boy.
Right.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't fart. It hurts you.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yesterday, Steve, he did get this one right.
Who won the MTV Best New Artist Award in 1995 for Hold My Hand?
Oh, Hold My Hand. Tootie and the Blowfish. Tootie and the Blowfish.
Oh, that's a whole different band. Boy, that is coincidental, isn't it? We got Tootie and the Back Pullers over here. You want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-421-ROCK. We're playing Beat Migs at 647 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. If I can't afford to pay my bills, how am I going to afford attorneys and bankruptcy fees?
One of the things people ask me all the time as a bankruptcy lawyer is that how am I going to pay all these fees and costs because I'm here because I can't afford to pay my bills. And of course we understand that. I mean, being in the bankruptcy field. But one of the things to remember is that if you decide, once you make the decision to file bankruptcy, you can stop paying on all of the creditors that are going to be included in the bankruptcy, and those are the funds that you can use that you have been paying your creditors to pay your attorney fees and court costs to get your case filed. And once your case is filed, you're not going to have most of those payments anymore.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. Thanks for listening.